Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred on this date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources of music and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Aoxander, and you, of course, are you. Today is Thursday, aka Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. Well, look at that, 32323. That's interesting right there. Anyway, let's jump into the history today, shall we? Starting us off in 1026, we have Conrad II crowned himself King of Italy. Alright, so he took it over. Moving on up to 1153, we got the Treaty of Constance between Frederick I Barbarossa and Pope Eugene III. Alright. We also have the Messiah premiered, 1743. George Frederick Handel's Oratio Messiah premiered at the Royal Opera House, Covent Garden, London. Well, alright then. Give me liberty or give me death. 1775, Patrick Henry proclaimed, "Give me liberty or give me death," in speech in favor of Virginian troops joining the U.S. Revolutionary War. Yeah, we need more of that. You know, as I believe it was Andrew Jackson who said, "The tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of tyrants and patriots alike from time to time." And right now, the world today, it is a little bit parched. So, moving on up to 1794, Lieutenant General Tadeusz Kościuszko returned to Poland. Okay. And in some Spanish history here, 1808, Napoleon's brother Joseph took the throne of Spain. Alright. So the French taking over Spain. Look at that. Then we got, let's see here, Otis installed the first elevator in 1857. Elisha Otis installed his first elevator at 488 Broadway in New York City. The very first elevator ever, which, funny thing is that the actual elevator shaft was invented before the elevator, although it wasn't rectangular or square in shape, it was more of a circle shape, because they believed that whatever invention was coming, it was inevitable that an elevator-like system was going to be devised. They just thought it was going to be round, not square. But still, you know, like, go check that out. Actually, here, let's see here. Elevator shaft before elevator. So let's see here. Yeah, this one from, of course, Tom Scott. So I'm going to copy this link and put it in the underbar of the description below after the live feed. Anyway, let's move on up. 1865, General Sherman and Cox's troops reached Goldsboro, North Carolina. All right. 1867, Congress passed the Second Reconstruction Act over President Andrew Johnson's veto. And what was the Second Reconstruction Act? This has to be post-Civil War. So, let's see here. What did the Second Reconstruction Act of 1867? Correct? Yes, correct. Outlined the terms of readmission to representation of rebel states. The bill divided the former Confederate states, except for Tennessee, into 5 military districts. So occupation. Wow. Look at that. And then we got 1886. Tchaikovsky's Manfred Symphony premiered in Moscow, Russia, conducted by Max Erdmann-Schadorfer. Okay. Got some more music history here. In 1901, Australian opera star Dame Nellie Melba revealed secret of her now famous toast. What kind of toast? And I know my accent jumped 4 different languages there, but whatever. 1919, 8th Congress of the Russian Communist Party reestablished a 5-member Politburo, which became the center of political power in the Soviet Union. Original members: Vladimir Lenin, Leon Trotsky, Joseph Stalin, Lev Kamenev, and Nikolai Kretinsky. Alright, and those first 3, we all know who those guys are. So, let's see here. 1919, Benito Mussolini formed fascist movement in Milan, Italy. Alright, so this is, the actual, documented birth of fascism, even though there's a lot of build-up leading up to it. But, this is interesting. 1922, the first airplane landed at the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. Alright, that's pretty cool. 1929, the first telephone installed at the president's desk under the Hoover administration at the White House. Cool. So all the way back in 1929, telephones. Thank you, Alexander Graham Bell. Even though you're not the actual first inventor of such a device, you're just the one that got the publicity. 1930, U.S. Men's Figure Skating Championship was won by Roger Turner. All right. Moving on up, 1 year later, 1931, Indian independence fighters Bhagat Singh, Sivram Rajguru, and Sukhdev Thapar were hanged after conducting an assassination and a bombing. Their request to be shot by a firing squad was refused. Yep, they once you're in custody like that, you shouldn't have any rights to request things like that. You surrendered. You surrendered your rights to humanity by not being a human, killing other people. 2 years later, 1933, German Reichstag hastily passed the Enabling Act, and President Paul von Hindenburg signed it the same day, granting Adolf Hitler dictatorial powers. Oh, not good. But that's interesting. So on the anniversary, so like 1919, Mussolini essentially concreted fascism, and then here we have funny mustache man from Austria, doing the same in Germany, and just taking someone else's invention and perfecting it, so to speak. Although that's a sick word to use for something like that, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, jump on up to 1936. Physician Joseph G. Hamilton injected a leukemia patient with a sodium radioscope. This was the first intravenous injection of a human with a radioscope. What is a radioscope? I think it's just like a very small camera or something. So, no, that's a radionuclide, radioisotope, radioactive isotope. Oh, okay. So it's not a camera. It's actually like a little thing. A radionuclide is a nuclide that has excess nuclear energy, making it unstable. This excess energy can be used in one of three ways: emitted from the nucleus as a gamma radiation, transferred to one of its electrons to release it as a conversion electron, or used to create and emit a new particle from the nucleus. Alright, for further reading on this subject matter, please refer to the underbar of the description below. The link to that Wikipedia will be there after the live stream. So, because I don't know how to do it live while on Streamlabs. So it's a different setup than I had before. Anyway, 1938, MLB Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis freed 74 St. Louis Cardinals minor league players from their contracts. Oh wow, that's a mass layoff right there. 1 year later, 1939, the first performance of Bela Bartok's Second Violin Concerto at the Concertgebouw, Amsterdam, with Zoltan Szylki on violin and Willem Mengelberg conducting the Concertgebouw Orchestra. Okay. 1945, Battle of Okinawa. U.S. Navy ships bombed the Japanese island of Okinawa in preparation for the Allied invasion. It would become the largest battle of the Pacific War in World War II. Yeah. Those island hopping thing, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, the Philippines, all the other unnamed islands that don't come to mind, it was a slough. So, 1945, Lieutenant General Miles Dempsey became the first British commander to cross the Rhine during the Allied invasion of Germany. All right, the Rhine. I think that's the river that bisects Berlin itself. I'm not sure. But while that was going on, 1945 as well, the Swallow Sidecar Company, headed by William Leon, agreed to change its name to Jaguar. All right, yeah. So all of the people who drive in Jags are a bunch of swallowers. 1950s 22nd Academy Awards. All the King's Men, Broderick Crawford and Olivia de Havilland won. All right. Got some sports history. In 1957, the 19th NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. North Carolina defeated Kansas 54-53, 3 points in overtime, or I guess 3 overtimes. Will Chamberlain of Kansas, fourth player to be named tournament most outstanding player, despite not playing for the championship team. Huh. All right. 1962, JFK visited San Francisco. All right. Whoop-de-doo. 1964, in his own right, a book of short stories, poems, and drawings by John Lennon was published. All right, cool. Ooh. 1965, I don't know why this is not highlighted. This is pretty interesting. Gemini 3 was launched. This was the first U.S. two-man space flight. Grissom and Young. So I guess Gus Grissom? I don't know. Then we have 1966, the first official meeting after 400 years of Catholic and Anglican churches. Oh, wow. Wow, that took a while. Several years later, in 1968, Reprise Records released Song to a Seagull, Canadian singer-songwriter Joni Mitchell's debut studio album. Cool. Got some music history, although I wouldn't call this it. We got some screeching Chihuahua history. 1973, Yoko Ono was granted permanent residence in the USA. I don't know why. I think we should repeal that, you know. So, 1977, Elvis Presley began his final concert tour. 1979, Larry Holmes technically knocks out Osvaldo Ocasio in 7 for heavyweight boxing title. Then 1980, 18-year-old U.S. tennis star Tracy Austin won her only WTA Tour championship, upsetting Martina Navratilova in the final 6-2, 2-6, 6-2 in New York City. Well, look at that, back and forth. So, got some cricket history here, mate. 1980 as well, Australian cricketer Alan Border became the first and only batsman to reach 150 in each innings of a test, in the third test versus Pakistan in Lahore. All right, crikey, mate. Well, shrimp on the barbie. While that was going on in 1980, double as well. Yeah, we were stuck in 80 now. Deposed Shah of Iran, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, arrived in Egypt. Yep, and he wasn't there for long. While that was going on, more in 1980, PGA Tournament Players Championship, Sawgrass Country Club, Point Vedra Beach in Florida. Lee Trevino won by 1 stroke ahead of runner-up Ben Crenshaw. 1 stroke. Let's jump on up a couple years here. 1982, Guatemala military coup under General Efrain Rios Montt. President Ramiro Lucas fled. Well, looks like he won, yeah. Dictator and president of Guatemala, General Efrain Rios Montt. All right. Here we go. 1982 as well. Isles Mike Bossy's 20th career hat trick, 4 goals. Nice. 365 days later, in 1983, U.S. President Ronald Reagan introduced Strategic Defense Initiative, a.k.a. the Star Wars. Yep. Can you imagine Reagan and Gorbachev like up in orbit, like lightsaber dueling? Essentially, that's what was going on. 1984, Men's Figure Skating Championship in Ottawa was won by Scott Hamilton of the USA. Yep. Good old Scott Hamilton. 1984 as well, speaking of ice stuff, the World Ice Dancing Championship won by Jane Torville and Christopher Dean, GRB, in Ottawa, Canada. Alright. I don't know what GRB is, but yeah. I institute that as a challenge to our viewers. What is GRB in this sense? We've got some more sports history. 1986. First 2 WTA Tour Championships of the year. Change of tennis schedule. Martina Navratilova won 4th straight and 7th overall title, 6-2, 6-0, 3-6, 6-1, against Hanna Mandikova in New York City. Okay. 1 year later, 1987, former West German Chancellor Willy Brandt resigned as chairman of the Social Democratic Party. And he was Chancellor of West Germany at the time. Yep. And we got another event of interest. 1994, Amy Fisher's lover, Joey Buttafuoco, was released from jail after 4 months and 9 days. Okay, whoever the heck that is. While that was happening in 1994 as well, Howard Stern formally announced his libertarian run for New York governor. Huh, libertarians have been around since then, maybe even longer. Like, you know, let's see, libertarian, okay, why can't, libertarian, there we go, party starts, all the way back in 71, huh? Alright, well, alright, so, interesting. Howard Stern might, almost became New York governor at one point. That's kind of wild. Then 1994 double as well. Last day of Test cricket for Kapil Dev. All right. 1994, Wayne Gretzky set NHL record with 802 goals scored. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky, dude, really good. 1996, Taiwan held its first direct elections and chose Lee Teng-hui as president. Okay. 1998, 70th Academy Awards, Titanic, Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt won. Yeah, of course Titanic won. That was a good movie. 1999, Livin' La Vida Loca, song by Ricky Martin was released, goes on to sell for over 8 million copies. And that was a really good song. Outside, inside out, living La Vida Loca. In the year 2000, Joe Sakic recorded his 400th career goal and became the Quebec Nordiques / Colorado Avalanche all-time leading point scorer. That's impressive. So, we got the 75th Academy Awards in 2003. Chicago, the Best Picture. Adrian Brody, Best Actor in The Piano. And Nicole Kidman was Best Actress in The Hours. They won. All right. And 2003 Cricket World Cup. Wanderers Stadium, Johannesburg, RSA. Ricky Ponting scored 140 as defending champions Australia defeated India by 125 runs. Sachin Tendulkar was player of the series. Okay. I wish I knew what I just read, but if anybody understands the words that just came out of my mouth, more power to you. 2004, Usher released his fourth studio album, Confessions. Later received the 2004 Billboard Album of the Year, the Grammy Award Best Contemporary Rhythm and Blues Album of 2005. All right. 2005 as well, major explosion and fire at the BP's Tejas City refinery kills 15 workers in Texas City, Texas. Tejas. All right. Darn you, BP. In the year 2007, after some initial hesitation, Emma Watson signed on to appear as Hermione in the final 3 Harry Potter films. Well, you kind of have to, lady, 2010, U.S. President Barack Obama signed the Affordable Care Act, ACA, nicknamed Obamacare, expanding the availability and affordability of health care insurance. Yeah, all the while putting everybody more under the grasp of, big government. So, not good. We need to privatize more things, not publicize. 2016, GPR investigation of Shakespeare's tomb at Holy Trinity Church in Stratford concluded the bard's skull was probably had been stolen. Somebody stole Shakespeare's head. Well, you know what? That's kind of fitting, because the whole to be, not to be, the guy's holding a skull. What if somewhere out there someone's actually holding Shakespeare's skull while reciting that? That'd be wild. 3 years later, 2019, Italy signed up to China's Belt and Road Initiative with deals signed in Rome between Italian Deputy Prime Minister Luigi Di Maio and Chinese President Winnie the Pooh. Not good. Very not good. We gotta cut all ties with China. Everybody. We gotta isolate them. Drive them back down. Put them in their place. Otherwise the world's gonna really go to shit. The year 2020, immediate goal ceasefire to fight Kung Flu called for by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Okay, more of this crap. You know what? I'm not going to read that. We already did this, covered that yesterday. So, anyway, 2022, just last year, Brian Houston, Australian founder of megachurch Hillsong, resigned after an internal investigation found he breached their code of conduct with 2 women. Yep. So, the people you look up to are not the people you think they are. So, as the saying goes, never meet your heroes. But anyway, before we move on to births and deaths, audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wish we had covered more about? Anything you would have liked to say? Start a dialogue down in the comment section here. Anyway, let's move on up into bursts. Starting us off in 603, we have Kanish Jah Pakal, Sun Shield, a Jah of the Maya city-state of Palenque, died in 683. Alright. We also have Margaret of Anjou, 1430, Queen Consort of England by marriage to King Henry VI, born in Pont-à-Mousson, Lorient, France. Alright. James Bradley, 1693, was an English astronomer, 3rd Astronomer Royal, discovers Earth's nutation motion, born in Shelbourne, England. So what is Earth's nutation motion, you may ask? Well, let's take a look at that. Precession is the slow top-like wobbling of the spinning of Earth with a period of about 25,772 years. Nutation, or Latin neutra to nod, superimposes a small oscillation with a period of 18.6 years and an amplitude of 9.2 seconds of arc upon this great slow movement. So, like, as we know, like, the Earth is spinning around, but it's also, like, wobbling. So, yeah, like, that's why we have seasons. So, what else do we have? Michael Joseph Savage, sounds like a savage, born in 1872, was an Australian-born New Zealand politician and first Labour Prime Minister of New Zealand, serving from 1935 to 40, born in Tetong, Australia. Alright. We also have Joan Crawford, 1905, a U.S. actress, Mildred Pierce, born in San Antonio, Texas. Alright. Akira Kurosawa, 1910, Japanese director and screenwriter who was posthumously named Asian of the Century in the Arts, Literature, and Culture category, Rashomon, Drunken Angel, Seven Samurai, and Ran, born in Tokyo, Japan. Alright. Wernher von Braun, 1912, a German-U.S. rocket scientist, straight-up Nazi. Germany, V-1 and V-2 rockets, weapons of war and destruction and death and killing. U.S. Saturn V and Never a Straight Answer, a.k.a. National Aeronautic and Space Administration. And also a Disney space consultant. What the hell? What was he doing with Disney? Like, was he helping make Tomorrowland or something? Born in Ryszewsk, Kingdom of Prussia, which is now Ryszewsk, Poland. Okay. Yeah. Von Braun, without him and the other, Nazi scientists we took during Operation Paperclip, the U.S. probably wouldn't have even been in the space race. So, gotta hand it to those Germans. They were smart. Roger Bannister, 1929, English athlete, first sub 4-minute mile, 3 minutes 59.4 seconds at Iffley Road Track, Oxford in 1954, born in Harrow, England. That's fast. So he's the first recorded person to run a whole minute mile in under 4 minutes. That is a whole mile in under 4 minutes. Not a minute mile. That's weird. Anyway, we also have Rex Tillerson, born in 1952. He's 71 today. Happy birthday. He is a U.S. businessman of ExxonMobil and U.S. Secretary of State from 2017 through 18. Born in Wichita Falls, Tejas. Well, that's a little suspicious. Super executive of of a company like that, being on the board of executives in our governments, essentially. But hey, at least he's not like just hiding it. At least he's showing it to the public and what's really going on behind closed doors. 1953, we have Shaka Khan, a U.S. singer and songwriter. Rufus, I Am Every Woman. I am every woman. I think that's the song. I don't know. Anyway, she was born in Chicago, Illinois, but her hair screams Texas because that is big. So it's a big hair right there. Moses Malone, 1955, Basketball Hall of Fame center, NBA MVP 1979, 82, and 83, NBA Finals MVP 1983, 12-time NBA All-Star, Houston Rockets and Philadelphia 76ers, born in Petersburg, Virginia. Huh. Who else do we have? Who else was born on this date? Kerry Russell, 1976, a U.S. actress, Felicity in the Americans, born in Fountain Valley, California. All right. We also have Perez Hilton, 1978, U.S. television personality and blogger, born in Miami, Florida. 45 today. All right. Mo Farah, 40 today, 1983, Somalian-born British distance runner, 4 Olympic golds, born in Somalia. All right. Kyrie Irving, 31 today, 1992, U.S. basketball guard, 2011 NBA draft, number 1 pick, Cleveland Cavaliers, born in Melbourne, Australia. All right. And we have in deaths, we got Agrippa the Younger, 59 AD, was a Roman empress, sister of Caligula, wife of Claudius, mother of Nero. Those are 3 big names right there. Died at the age of 43. Circumstances of her death vary, but suggest that she was murdered by her son, the Emperor Nero. Yep. Who converted, to a certain religion, that persecuted the Christians and started all of that. What a surprise. If people actually read into history, they'll start seeing how lied to, they are by the establishment. We got Peter the Cruel, 1369, was a Spanish king of Castile and Leon from 1350 through 69, murdered by his half-brother at 34. Wow. Julius III, 1555, Counter-Reformation Pope from 1550 through 55, died at the age of 67. Alright. Nicolas Fouquet, 1680, French politician and superintendent of finances from 1653 to 61, who became fabulously wealthy and later imprisoned for maladministration of state funds, died in jail in Pinerolo at 65. Yep, he got greedy and he started embezzling. So, let's see here. 1786, we got Patience Wright, was the first U.S. woman pro artist, died. Birth date is unknown. So why is that not highlighted? Like, the first, like professional, female artist. That's pretty important right there. All the way to 1786. Wow. We got Bhagat Singh, 1931, Indian freedman. Blah, blah, blah. Let's try this whole thing again. Bhagat Singh, 1931. Indian freedom fighter, hanged at 23. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens when you try to fight against the system, Some people lose. As I said earlier in the show, the Tree of Liberty must be, watered with the blood of tyrants and patriots alike. Desmond Doss, rest in peace, you magnificent specimen of a human being. Died on the state in 2006. He was a U.S. soldier and the first conscientious objector to receive the Medal of Honor, who was the subject of the film Hacksaw Ridge, died at 87. Yeah, he saved a lot of people there, was not interested in taking the lives of other people, was just interested in saving the lives of his own and others, I'm pretty sure he helped some Japanese people as well. Anyway, we've got Elizabeth Taylor, 2011, an English-U.S. actress, Cleopatra, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, businesswoman, humanitarian, and serial bride, died of congestive heart failure at 73. So I guess, what is a serial bride? Was she constantly getting married to different people, or was she, serial bride? What is a serial bride? Women who get married more than 2 times. Okay, so, more than 2 times. So by 3, you're a serial bride. Wow. So, apparently she doesn't mean the vows. Alright. We got Lee Kuan Yew, 2015, founding father of modern Singapore and first Prime Minister of Singapore from 1959 through 90, died of pneumonia at 91. We also have Madeleine Albright, died on this date 1 year ago in 2022, was a U.S. diplomat, UN delegate 1993 through 97, and the first female U.S. Secretary of State, serving from 97 through 2001, died of cancer at the age of 84. Rest in peace. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For any other time zones, you can figure it out. Just look at your clock right now. What time is it? Well, right now it's 10:47 in the morning for me, even though we started the show a little bit late today. But yeah, do the math or use Google, whatever. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am Xander, and you are you. Until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! Where's the thing? There it is. Okay.